All right, in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about error check in leveling. Okay, before we start this, let's take you back to the diagram we treated in the last video. Okay, a quick one. Look at this. We're going to be taking intervals at a time, one interval at a time. Okay, just taking this interval from point 1 to point 3. We're going to deduce something, but before we deduce that particular thing, we are going to be treating just a single interval, and then we use it to generalize other intervals if we have many other intervals. All right, now the interval we are going to be choosing is point 3 to point 1. Okay, why? Because they have the same line of sight. If you want, I could also use this other interval from point 3 to point 6, because why? They have the same line of sight. Okay, now once the line of sight changes, the interval doesn't work like that again. So imagine once the height of instrument or line of sight actually changes, the interval does not there's no consistency on it anymore. All right, so look at what we're going to do. We know that backside reading plus RL of benchmark, let's call RL of benchmark like our initial reduced level. Actually, reduced level, I talked about it in the last video, previous videos. All right, so once we add this small space, that's the backside, plus this other RL together, will determine the whole height here, and that height is called the height of instrument on this point 1. Similarly, on point 2, on point 3 rather, once we add this small space here, small space called foresight, plus this RL, call it RL final RL together, then we'll now determine the same height of instrument. All right, then we'll equate them and we'll see what it gives to us. Same thing for rise and fall method. All right, so let's get back to our notes. It's self-explanatory. I did this before, but the recorder was having some faults, and so I have to do it this way. All right, so it's error check. Remember what I said. So height of instrument here gives us backside reading plus initial reduced level. Okay, so remember this is number 1. Height of instrument on the beginning side on point 1 gives us backside plus initial reduced level. Okay, now on point 3, that's number 2. Height of the same height of instrument gives us foresight plus final reduced level. Now what we deduced here was that since the same height of instrument was equal to both backside plus initial reduced level and this other guy, we are going to equate them. So by equating them, this was what we got. By equating them, this was what we got actually. You get. So backside plus RL, we equated them and this was what we got. Okay. Now going further, we got this by rearrangement. I took this foresight over to this other side, changes to minus, and then this other guy over to this other side, it changes to minus, and then this is what we got. Okay, let me clean that out so you just don't confuse yourself. Okay, you just don't confuse yourself. Going further, remember I rearrange it at this point. Now going further, I said that you know that we were treating, this is a valid formula. Okay, this particular one is a valid formula, but you know that we were treating only one interval. Okay, imagine we have several intervals. That means several change of points in whatever we are doing in the leveling process. Okay, that means we are going to add all the backside reading in other change of points together. Because we are going to add other backside reading and other foresight reading respectively together, we now call that summation of backside minus summation of foresight. It's still the same formula, but it's just that this other one is when we have several change points. Okay, so it's still the same formula. Now this is what we arrived. All right, this is what we derived from what we got. Okay, like this particular formula here, there are two change points here. Okay, there are two line of two height of instruments here. So imagine we added these four sides here and other four sides together. Okay, so that's what we're going to be having. That formula, this is what we're going to be having. Where is it? Yeah, what by the time we subtract, this is what we're going to be having. Okay, now let's go further. I went further to say we know that reduced level, final reduced level minus initial reduced level is equal to rise minus fall. That is a statement which is true. And since we know this, we now equate backside minus foresight is equal to reduced level minus initial reduced level is equal to rise minus 4. And this is what we did here. That's just what we did here. Exactly what I said. This is what we did. All right. Now we go further. Bringing the two formulas together for the error check. Now the reason for this formula is this is for the height of instrument and this is for the rise and fall method. If you're constructing a table and then you use this formula to check those tables, because you're going to have a rise column together with a fall column. By the time you check it and it's not actually the same, it's not equal to each other, that means we are wrong somewhere. Okay, so if we check and we didn't see any error and then all of them are the same, that means we are correct. Okay, so this is for the height of the instrument method, this is for the rise and fall method. Okay, you can see that they almost look alike. It's just that for the rise and fall, this extra column is added. All right, now let's get to a question, real life question, one surveying question like that. Okay, so look at this. Let's take this particular question here. During a leveling operation carried out to determine the elevation of points along a proposed road arrangement, the following staff readings were obtained successfully. All right, these are the staff reading. There are about 11 of them here. Okay, so the fourth and ninth readings were taken on change points. Right, the reduced level of the benchmark was this. All right, and then using the rise and fall method, determine the rise and fall between successful points and calculate the reduced level of all the stations. Okay, now carry out the arithmetic check, which is what we just proved. Okay, to verify the accuracy of the operations. Okay, now look at this. I have constructed a table already to save time. Okay, but I've not put down the figure. We're going to do that together. All right, now the first reading here is going to be taken on a benchmark, and that first reading taken on a known elevation is known as what? Backside. Okay, so we did that in the previous video. So let's just go on and impute these values. After the benchmark, other readings are intermediate readings unless we have to change point. That's when we now have a foresight reading. All right, so but then they just identified our checkpoints for us, our change points for us, where our change points readings for us, that is the fourth reading and the ninth reading. So let's go. All right, so this is it. Now this is what we are going to be dealing with. Okay, the first reading is our backside reading. Okay, and then this is what we have. Let's just copy it. 1.625. Copying this guy, copying it to this backside, right? This is our first reading. Okay, the next reading is our intermediate. Well, we're going to write it on the second column. That is our second station. All right. Where is it? This is the next reading here. Just copy it. Sorry, I have to be doing that. Okay. Now you don't write on this. You don't write on this place, because if you're writing here, actually, if you're writing here, then it means that you did not change the station. You did not change the staff. I mean, that's just it. If you're writing here, it means you didn't change the staff. So writing here means actually the position of the staff has changed to another position. Okay, so that is what it means. Now, the next one is going to be still our intermediate, unless we reach to a point where we need to change our point. Still our intermediate, yeah. The next one also is going to be our intermediate. All right, let's check it out. If it's our intermediate, but they said the fourth reading was taken on the change point. All right, so it means this is the fourth reading. That means 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is our change point. We call this our foresight because since it's our change point. Okay, so let's call that our foresight reading. We put it here. Okay, foresight reading. Now let's go. After our foresight reading, I need to make it clear to you that the next reading is going to be our backsight reading, because when you take a reading from a staff, the person holding the staff, or however, the staff there will still be there until you move your instrument from where you can view another point, from where you can view other points we want to measure, to take the backside of that staff. Okay, so that's just what you mean. And the next reading here is the backside of this staff here, this reading here. So before you start seeing other points here, so let's go. Backside, since the staff doesn't move, it means it's going to be on the same place, right? On the same row, actually. So let's paste that here. Okay. So we call that, remember, we can call that change point 1, because there is a change point here. We can say change point 1. That's where our change point 1 is. Okay. The next reading, remember, is going to be our intermediate sight reading. Right. So this is the next reading here. It's going to be our intermediate sight. It's going to be intermediate sight reading. Right. So since it's, remember, after putting the back sight, next reading is intermediate, unless you have to change points. Okay. Next one, intermediate, until we get to the 9th reading. Next one, intermediate. Next one, intermediate. This one is intermediate until we get to the 9th reading. Actually, until we get to the 9th reading. Next one is intermediate. Where's this 9th reading? I don't know. Well, let's get it done. Intermediate. This thing keeps coming down. I don't know why. Still going to be intermediate. Now let's count the readings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means the 9th one is going to be here. Okay. The 9th reading is going to be where, this one, yeah. So our next change point is going to be here. Change point 2, CP2. Okay, which is our what? Foresight. And then our backside is going to be taken there, if you get. So our backside is going to be taken here, if you get. So it keeps coming down. I don't know what's wrong with it. Now, this is our backside. It's going to be taken here. You get. Then our final reading is going to be our foresight, because that's our final reading. Final reading always foresight, because that's where we assume we want to move our instrument. Yeah. There's always our foresight. Okay. You don't need to be confused. This is our final reading. Final reading, foresight. Now this is how the rise and fall method works. Okay. I think no. RL. Let me bring the reduced level of benchmark. Here will be reduced level of benchmark is this guy. Because after doing this, I won't actually have to come back here, because the next one is determine the rise and fall between successful points. That's all we want to do. So reduce level of this guy will be here. Now let's get over fully to this particular window. Watch. This is my benchmark. Okay. Now look at this. The rise only constitutes numbers with positive signs. Okay, positive numbers actually. Then the fall only considers negative numbers. Okay, so rise positive numbers, fall negative numbers. So how do we get this positive number? There's a particular order we'll follow. Okay, any order you choose, make sure you maintain that order of subtraction till the end. Now this is the order: the up minus down, up minus down, up minus down. Okay, when you get to the place where you need to start again from back side, then you come back here: up minus down, up minus down, up minus down, up minus down. A place again where you need to start from back side, come back here: up minus down. Okay, that is just it. And if you're following down minus up, you can also do the reverse: down minus up, down minus up, down minus up, down minus up, down, like that. You get? But make sure you maintain one order throughout the system. Okay, throughout the system, right? And that's just how to get it right. Okay, so if you miss this order, you're going to find out that either your fall will be more than your rise, or your rise will be more than your fall. Okay, maybe at the end of the error check, you checked and then it's not the same thing. Okay, so just know that you missed an order here. Okay, so that is how you do it actually. Now let's continue. Let's continue. So guys, I'm going to bring out this calculator here. Okay, so let's check what we have here. Let's check what we have here. Remember, I'm focusing on rise and fall column for now. So up minus down, that means backside, which means 1.625 minus 0.985. Okay, so the answer is going to be 0.64. So is that a positive number or a negative number? Of course, it's a positive number. All right, it's going to be 64, right? 0.64. Now, that is subtracting this from this is going to be on this column. That means, let me use a highlighter here. This minus this going to give us this actually. Okay, so this minus this would give us something along this row here. Okay, so let's get it done. Let's get it done. Now let's get it done. 0.985 subtract 1.472, and it's going to give us 0.487. That's a 4 because it's a negative number. So it's going to be here. It's going to give us a 4 here. So we'll put it here, 0.487. And then the next one, remember, is going to be somewhere here. This gives us something here. All right, so the next one we continue like that, and then the same what do you call it, row. Okay, so this number minus this number, do you think is going to give us negative or positive? Of course it's negative, because why? Anytime a smaller number subtracts a higher number, the answer is going to always be negative. So let's get it done. 1.472 minus 2.105, which is equal to 0.633. That's negative 0.633. So it's going to be a 4, right? Yeah, you copy that number there. Let me just put it there. This is a 4, right? So we'll continue like that. Now look at this one. You have gotten to a change point, right? So you now start again from backside. Start the same process again from backside. All right, anytime you get to a change point, start the same process again from backside. Okay, so this is one. Okay, so let's do this one. 1.365 minus 0.892. So answer is going to be positive, right? Because it's a positive number, we're going to put it on the rise column, and that's going to be where that's going to be this minus this is going to be here, not here, remember, here. Okay, because it goes like this here, rise, place it there. Okay, now let's go to this minus this too. 0.892 minus 1.756, which is going to give us negative number. Because it's giving us a negative number, we are putting it in the 4 column, putting it in the 4 column. All right. So the next one is going to be 1.756 minus 1.284, and that's going to be under. Is it going to be? Yeah, it's a rise column actually, because it's a higher number subtracting a lower number. So that's a rise column. So 1.756 minus 1.284. That's going to be 0.472. That's a rise. Let's just copy it there. 0.472. Here. 0.472. Okay. Remember, it's more like L. This goes on the same row. You write the answer on the same row of the last number you subtracted. That is this minus this, the answer on this row. This minus this, the answer on this row. Did you get? That is what you do. All right. So the next one is this guy minus this guy. That should be a 4, because the number is bigger. This number is bigger than this number, so it should be a 4. 1.284 minus 2.015, and that's going to be negative number, and that number is going to be written here. You get it? Paste here. And the next one is going to be remember, this is a checkpoint, change point actually. So since this is a change point, you're not going to do subtracting anymore, continuing this way, but instead you're going to go over to the back side. Okay, so back side minus this 4 sides reading is going to give you any of these readings here. So let's go back side now. 1.538 minus 0.965 is going to give me positive number. So positive number is a rise actually. Okay, so a rise here should be here. Okay, so that is how this guy is in the meantime. All right, how are we going to determine this bench, this reduced level here? How are we going to determine it? All right, look at it. There are numbers here actually. There are numbers here. These numbers that are here in rise and fall here, they have signs. This one is plus. All right, so any number in plus here, any number in rise here should be added to the reduced level here, and then to get the next reduced level. Any number in minus here should be subtracted from the previous reduced level to get the next reduced level. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that is at the ending, we'll now get a net reduced level. Okay, so since this number is minus 0.487, we will subtract it from here. Okay, so it's going to be to get this particular reduced level, this to get a particular reduced level, the previous one, subtract this one from the previous one that is supposed to be here, then you get this particular one. So you keep doing it till you get other ones. Okay, so to get this guy, remember 0.64 plus this RL is to give you this next one, and then the next thing you subtract this from this previous, it gives you this one, subtract this from this previous, gives you this one, and then add to this, it gives you this one, subtract, gives you this one, add, like that to give you a net reduced level. And that's how you need to work with it. Now let's go. I'm also fast with this guy here. So 102.500, so 0.5 actually, plus, so we'll be adding 0.473, and now which is now equal to, this is it, you keep it here, 0.473, which is on this same row here, which is here. Okay, 0.473 is there. And now the next possible number is this negative, is 4, is this number, and it's under 4. Because it's negative, you subtract it from this previous guy here. All right, so what you just do is just continuously subtracting them. Maybe a continuous subtraction and a continuous addition. That's just what we do here. And because the next one here is subtraction, so I just subtract it, and this number is 0.864. So this is 0.864, and it's giving me this 101. Copying that guy there, 101. This is 101 point something, and then the next number is addition. So you keep add it to this particular one, and then you'll be getting this guy plus 0.472, and that is equal to 102.101. You can see the height is not that big. This is how it is. So the next one is going to be this. The next digit is going to be this. Remember, we are done with all this guy going towards this side. It's only rise and fall we are dealing with to get this reduced level. So the next guy is this one. Okay, and we're going to be saying that next guy is this 4. So what do we do? 4, since it's 4, is minus, right? 0.731. 731. So 731 is going to give us 101. So I'm copying this guy here. Save time. Okay. So which other one again? The last one is going to be this one. You get, this one is addition. So add this guy to this place. Let's just add it 0 to complete the decimal place there. So add this guy to this place, and then add it to this previous one. Then what do we do? 0.573. What do we do? 101.9, or so what we call it. So we write it here. Okay, so you can see this other guy. So what I'm going to do actually is having a column where I add all these guys together, and I add these guys together. Okay, and I also add this guy together and this guy together. Okay, so I can prove what they said. Now these are the reduced level of what my question was, what my question asked me to do. So remember, my question says determine the rise and fall between the successful points, and I just did that. and determine this rise and fall here. Where is that? Where are they? These are the rise and fall here. Okay. Now the second question says calculate the reduced level of all the station. This is the second question, and I've done that here. I've calculated the reduced level of all these. We have calculated the reduced level of all the station here. Okay, if you can check. Now, which other one again? Now the next one is error proving, right? So that's what we want to do now. Let's add another column to this table so we can prove this guy below. And then let's call these guys the total. Okay, so sum total of rise now is going to be 2 points. That's equal to 2.158. All right, so 2.158, and let's add this 4 together and see what it's going to give to us. Remember, adding 4, please don't consider this minus sign. Just add everything you're seeing here for now. Don't consider the minus sign, okay? Add everything up and let's see what's going to be, what's going to give to us. So is equal to, this is the answer for this particular one, 2.715, and write it down here. Okay, so let's get this one, foresight reading here. Okay, and the foresight reading here is going to be 5.085. I think we are getting to something. I think we are getting somewhere. My foresight reading. So the next one is my backsight. My backsight is about it's now going to give me 4.528. 4.528. All right, so this is what we do. These are our finals. This guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. So what are our error check formula? Remember our error check formula. So let's go back to make our error check formula. Okay. Now let's do some calculations here. Let me take this guy up a bit. You get, it says the sum of backsight, which is equal to this, minus the sum of foresight, which is equal to this. It's equal to reduced level, final reduced level, which is equal to this, minus initial reduced level, which is equal to this, which is equal to rise is this one, which is equal to this, minus 4, which is equal to this. So I think we should be having the same thing here. So let's continue. Let's have it here. This guy, backsight, is going to be this backsight minus foresight. That's about 5.085 is equal to, this is what the number is. Now let's check this other guy too. On the other hand, look at what we just treated was this guy. This backsight minus this is equal to minus 0.557. All right. Now let's check final reduced level minus initial reduced level and see what's going to give to us. Minus 102.500. 102.500, and that's going to be equal to, all right, so it's still giving us this guy here. Now let's get to this other guy. You can see that we are making progress. Now let's get to this other guy too. Okay, so this other guy now, rise minus 4. Where's the rise? The rise here is this guy. The total rise is this one. If total fall is this one. So I'm copying this guy now here. Rise minus what? 4, right? Now 4 was 0.715. And that was equal to the same thing. So you can see, you see this guy, and this guy, they are both the same thing, which is the same thing as summation of backsight minus summation of foresight is equal to reduced level, final reduced level minus initial reduced level, which is also equal to summation of rise minus summation of fall. These are these proofs here. So what can we say about our calculation? It means we are very correct. Okay, so this is a question for you. You can copy it down and write me in the comment section about your answer. All right, so have a nice day, enjoy your day, and study well. I hope this video helped a lot. Please drop your comments in the comment box answering the question I showed earlier. Okay, I'll be dropping the same question in the comment section actually, so that you can solve it and see and check if you're actually correct. All right, so this is how we go about leveling, and this is how we go about the error check. Okay, my name is Isong. I remain your favorite tutor. Okay, please don't forget to like, follow, and comment. Right, thank you very much. Have a nice day.